All right, well, let's go. Hey everybody, it's Easy Victus here with all of your animated TV show and movie related needs. And today we're going to be talking about Aang's life after the Avatar The Last Airbender series. But first, if you already aren't subscribed, then what are you waiting for? I post new videos every single week and they're all about animated TV shows and movies, so check it out. As well as check out my Twitch channel. I'm going to put the information below. I do stream 3 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Wednesday through Sunday, so check that out as well. Speaking of which, let's get into the video right now. So we all know Aang, right? The lovable kid born to the air nomads and the kid who is destined to overthrow the Fire Lord and save the world. I think we all know the answer. If you're watching, I assume that you've seen the amazing show and know many good things about it. But what a lot of people don't know is what happened after the fact. The time in between Avatar The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. Talking about this. So you better stay until the end of the video to figure out all the juicy goodness, because Ghost Aang will find you. All right, so watch. So we'll be calling the time after Aang's birth AB because I feel like it. And that's it. Aang goes on a big bean trip with 2 and then becoming 3 and then at the end 4 very young baby beans across the world to stop an angry hot guy from taking over the world. After that, it gets very interesting. After Aang won the battle with the Fire Lord, Zuko became the Fire Lord himself. Then Aang became, you know, the Avatar, but much more memorable and as well known to the world than he was before. Team Avatar goes through a bunch of big old adventures and turmoil and pain, love, etc. as time goes on. These adventures and trials they have to go through are made apparent in the comics that have been released by Dark Horse Comics, which are 100% canon and are the things that take place after the series ends. I'm going to go through most of the comics that were made, more or less, and summarize them. I try to keep it pretty bare bones though, because the comics themselves are very fun to read and I wouldn't really want to spoil, you know, all the cool stuff that you can find in there. So yeah, but after this, spoilers are going to be presented and they're not going to be super big, but so spoilers ahead, you've been warned. Let's do it. The Promise, the first comic to come out in continuation of the Last Airbender TV series. It's focused on something called the Harmony Restoration Movement, which is basically a plan to mend the feelings between the new Fire Lord Zuko and the Earth Kingdom King Kui. So Zuko and Aang basically plan to do this by moving the Fire Nation colonies out of the Earth Kingdom and into the Fire Nation, but it doesn't really go that way. While Zuko is doing his thing, the Yu Dao colony doesn't like what he's doing one single bit, and they want to stay in the Earth Kingdom. So they go to war. The Earth Kingdom and the Fire Nation once more. And it wasn't that long since the last time they went to war. So the war gets bad enough to where Aang actually has to come in there and intervene. But Katara is actually the one who comes up with the plan for them to just stay there and resolve their differences. Because if they have them leave, then the people are going to be upset. And they've lived there for a very, very long time. So Katara is MVP on this one. She figured out the situation. So this mending of friendships and bonds and whatever else will basically till the soil of the United Republic Nations and Republic City that we see in Legend of Korra, because they're all like commingled together. Oh, also at the end of The Promise, which is this comic, Zuko tells Azula to go figure out what happened to their mom. So cool. Also, yeah, you heard me right. I'm also as confused as you are. So I was reading it like, what? This is also a 3-part issue comic, so it's chocked full of ish. Pretty damn big. Now we are getting into a comic called The Search. And from context clues, you can tell that it's about their mommy Nami, you know, Azula, Zuko, mom, Ursa. A big bunch of stuff is revealed to the readers as well as the characters about Azula and Zuko's childhood, as well as the plot for Ursa and the Fire Lord to kill Azulon, which was the Fire Lord's dad, and it very much succeeded. After a bit, Zuko discovers the spirit called the Mother of Faces, who basically took his mom's face and just threw it out the window. Oh, and her memories too. Then after basically coaxing the spirit, they give Ursa back her memories, but not her face. That'd be kind of sucky to put a new face back on. I don't know what happened or why not, but it happened. Also, Ursa has a husband and a daughter, so a new daughter. And due to her having a new daughter, Azula just came in there and kidnapped her and ran away, and that was the whole big thing. So yeah, Azula kidnapped her sister, her sister-in-law or steps. I don't know what it means, but she kidnapped this child. Those are like the two main books that I read a good bit of, and I read a lot more about the other books, and I kind of like went here and there with them, but I will tell you exactly what happens in the other ones, or summary. So basically some cool stuff happens with Toph as well as Aang. So Toph actually goes ahead and creates a metal bending academy where she takes earthbenders who may or may not be good at it, and she smushes into them how to metal bend. And there is a really cool story of her fighting off like a firebending teacher and his subjects with her like non-wantables, because like the first student she had in her class sucked. But that was really fun. The comic's pretty cool. You know, that's what happens. Aang, on the other hand, other than spreading love and hope throughout the world, has found a group of people who highly revere him. They very much like him, and they're called the Air Acolytes, and they love every single thing about him, and they live by his lifestyle and stuff like that. Aang, of course, likes and supports them because he likes any type of attention. But he doesn't like that they're actually giving themselves airbending tattoos, so that's a no-no in his book. That's where he draws the line. That's where he says, no, stop. And the tattoos are basically very sacred to him. That's why he didn't like it. And also he was upset that his home village was being replaced with like refineries and machines and stuff, and more people were starting to come into it. And he was hating that the old relics were kind of like being messed up and moved out. You know, he was stuck in the past. A lot of these books is actually, you know, one of the side characters doing something and then Aang realizing that he has to be okay with change and how to deal with change. That's one of the big things in these comics. He had some help from Yang Chen's spirit, which was the last airbender in the cycle before him, and she helped him a lot with figuring out change and, you know, how to deal with it a little bit better. So back to the Acolytes. Basically, they are non-benders, so they don't know how to airbend, but Aang said, you know what, if you put some cloth over it, I won't care. It's fine. And he was okay with that. So they put cloth over it and they just didn't do it anymore. They're tattoos. They put cloth over their tattoos. So Aang goes on and teaches the air nomads very particular, specific things about his culture and how to tell it to others so they can keep on the way of the air nomads. So future generations, even if they can't airbend for now, they can live like the air nomads did. And as we all know, let's just talk about it a little bit. Aang had 3 kids, Tenzin, Bumi, and Kaya. Tenzin and Bumi were both airbenders. Of course, Tenzin was a natural birth airbender, and Bumi later on, when he was falling from a big rock, I think, figured out that he had airbending. So yeah, that happened. And Kaya is a natural born waterbender like her mom, Katara. Aang had given his son Tenzin most of his attention and support and love, subconsciously, due to the fact that Tenzin was an airbender, and Tenzin went on to really live the life of an air acolyte and an air nomad, due to the fact that his father kind of, not so much pushed it on him, but he kind of pushed it on him. And it caused a little bit of a rift between the family, and Kaya and Bumi kind of welded together, you know, like bro, sis, oh yeah, father doesn't like us as much. And Aang and Tenzin kind of hung out a lot. But, you know, he was still a loving father, just a little bit of this and that. As well, later on in Aang's life, he went on to fight Yukon, the bloodbender who could bloodbend whenever the hell he wanted. And he won. It was pretty damn nice. And he died at the ripe old age of 166, or basically 66 years old. Whichever one you want, it's 66, 166. Depends. So there you have it, everybody. How did you like the video? Well, if you liked it or if you didn't like it, like the video and put a comment down below if you think Tenzin is hot. Just let me know, because I think so. And if you didn't listen to me in the beginning, you're listening now. I do stream on Twitch 3 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Wednesday through Sunday. Random games. Come in there and talk to me. Make sure to stay notified when my next video comes up by clicking my big old noggin right there to subscribe and support the channel. And everyone, thank you so much for watching. Have a great and wonderful rest of your day. Big ol' mwah.